Welcome back to the channel. I'm Colin and this is the comparison video between the Hifiman R9 and R10D. I bought these headphones to compare them around 2 months ago. And if you were waiting for this video, I apologize for the delay. This was supposed to be released earlier. Okay, I'll go straight to the point. Let's talk about the similarities and differences between the R9 and R10. If you purchase the latest version of both headphones, the packaging, the accessories and even the cables are exactly the same. The headbands are exactly the same as well, same material. Just that one says R9 and the other says R10. Both of them are made from a pleather material. I believe the drivers are the same as well, but we'll get to that later. For the differences, the most obvious difference are the cups. The R9 has plastic cups, and the R10 has wooden ear cups. When you knock on them, you can hear that the R9 is made from pretty thin plastic. The structure surrounding the cups are different too. The R9 has a plastic structure, and the R10 has an aluminum structure, which feels nicer and is cold to the touch. Let's remove the ear pads and we'll see more differences. The R9 has ear pads that are mounted with clips, which does seem a bit fragile if you always remove the ear pads. The R10 here has Velcro attached ear pads. The material of the ear pads are exactly the same. It has a pleather surrounding material and a fabric part that actually touches your skin. Finally, it's the driver baffle. The R9 has a plastic baffle. And the R10 has a wood baffle. The angle of the driver of the R9 seems to be flat, and the R10 seems to be angled upwards a bit. For the sound quality, the R9 and R10 have a very similar tuning and tonality when I A/B compared them. They are both closed-back headphones with a bassy, bottom-end heavy tonality. Both of them have a V-shaped sound to them in general. The impedance of the drivers are the same, and the R10 has a tiny bit more sensitivity in the specs. I think they are the exact same drivers. The only thing that's making the difference is the driver angle, physical volume, and dampening inside the cups. Despite the similarities in tonality, there's quite a difference in sound quality. When I went from the R10 to the R9, it immediately felt muffled and overly echoey. It kind of sounds like when you shield your hands around your ears like this, which wasn't a pleasant experience. The R9 has a little more bass than the R10. If you're a bass head, I think you'll find the bass of these headphones quite satisfying. However, the R10 has better texture and control in the bass, and the bass of the R9 will tend to bleed into the mid-range. The clarity was lacking throughout the frequency range of the R9. The male vocals from the R9 sounded really muffled in comparison. It sounded like the singer had a bit of a cold. The mid-range felt constrained and boxy, with poor separation. On the R10, the mid-range felt much more balanced and revealing, although it's still a little bit recessed, but comparing with the R9, the R10 has much more clarity and balance in the mid-range. It sounded much more pleasant to my ears. For the treble, both R9 and R10 can be peaky in some songs, but the R9, even though it sounded peaky sometimes, it did not seem to reveal a lot of details at all. In comparison, the R10 is a little brighter in the treble, but also reveals a lot more detail in the instruments. The treble of the R10 sounds crisp and presents a good amount of air for a closed-back bassy headphone. I can hear the decay of the instruments much more clearly on the R10. For the soundstage, I think the R10 is just a lot better than the R9. The R9 sounds boxy and confined. Imaging is just really poor on the R9. You can't really hear where instruments are coming from. For the R10, the stage is very wide and deep for a closed back. I think the size of a stage is a little bit exaggerated, but I quite like the experience it provides. Imaging is decent, and much better than the R9. In summary, I have to say the R9 is quite bad if you are looking for a balanced pair of headphones. There are much better starter headphones out there for the price if you are looking for your first set of headphones. If you're looking for a bassy set of headphones, I would suggest you save up for the R10. It's not as bassy, but still bass heavy in general, but it is much more enjoyable with better clarity throughout the frequency range. Personally, I would go for the R10 despite the price difference, with the R10 costing 2.5 times more. I think the wood cups look gorgeous on my R10, and the build and the aluminum parts are worth the price alone. Before I end this video, I just wanted to let you know that AliExpress will be holding a site-wide back-to-school mega sale from August 13th to 27th, offering discounts up to 80% off. So if you're interested in purchasing these headphones or other stuff, be sure to check out the latest pricing during the sale period. Links are in the description below.